Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Shinjuku's last confession. Hazy Kiki would never admit it out loud, but he may actually prefer Chiburia's landscape over Shinjuku's. There was just something mesmerizing about the city, especially now that the sun has slowly started setting over it. And though he would love to keep admiring the scenery from atop one of the skyscrapers a little while longer, he knew he didn't have much time for that. Just as he thought about his reason for coming to Shibuya in the first place, he felt a gust of wind on his back, and with it, someone's presence. "Glad you could meet me, friend," he said, not even turning around. After all, it wasn't hard to guess who had just appeared on the rooftop behind him. Kiki only asked one person here this evening. "You should be," Joshua's voice rang out. Kiki heard his footsteps slowly drawing nearer. "Asking for me out of the blue? It was so sudden. I considered not showing up, you know." Kiki then finally turned to face Joshua, a wide smile on his face as they locked eyes for the first time this evening. "I reckon you'll be too curious to leave me hanging, especially today." The face Joshua made upon hearing that clearly showed he was not too pleased with Kiki's choice of words. "Get the point, Hayes. Still with that nickname, huh?" He let out a small laugh. Joshua's cold demeanor toward him was really nothing new, but that's what he liked about Shibuya's composer. Talking to him felt nothing like talking to any of Hayes' some art sense. Back in Shinjuku, straight to the point, not beating around the bush, telling him his honest opinion of everything, even the things Hayes didn't want to hear. It was like a breath of fresh air in Hayes' life, or maybe it would be more accurate to say afterlife. I thought you would get used to it by now. Joshua took his eyes off of Kiki, directing them towards the city below them. Instead, looking out into the distance, it seemed like his mind was still elsewhere. "I never really liked it, you know. What's got you so on edge, though? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're bothered by my company. There's a feeling I may be needed elsewhere in a moment." "Well, I hope you stick around a little longer. Might be the last time we get to speak like this, after all." That one sentence finally grabbed Joshua's full attention, exactly like Hayes had hoped for. "And why would that be?" He turned back to look at Hayes' Kiki, his arms crossed, stone cold. Joshua probably already knew where Hayes was going with this, but wanted to hear his junior admit it out loud. It was a pretty serious topic after all. "I'm cursing the city." He turned back to look at Kiki, his arms crossed, stone cold. Joshua probably knew where Hayes was going with this. but wanted to hear his junior. He spoke in a tone that felt way too calm for the conversation he just made. It was the same exact way he informed his conductor before. Only this time he wasn't faced with anger and pretty seriously considered. Joshua's answer was similarly relaxed in tone. You're going through this after all. It wasn't even a question. Joshua only recalculated what he just heard to further submit the information as a fact. It's happening as we speak. It should start with you. Joshua sighed. I'm told it gets rid of the composer first, before the city itself. But once put into motion, I don't really think gets rid of is a good term to describe. He started before Joshua glared at him and interrupted. And how would you describe it? Why was he suddenly so irritated? Maybe that wasn't the right word for his state either. But it was probably the most emotion he was seen out of him. Add what it is. A cruise scene, turning both Shinjuku and me into blank states. Again, I made the composer. I remain me. He's a geeky Mickey only. Reverting to that state is the same as becoming a whole new person. You use your memories, personality, and everything that makes you the person you are. It's essentially the same as ending your life to start anew. You can't say you remain yourself like that. You would know something about that, right? They stared at each other in silence for a moment, neither of them breaking eye contact. Hayes knew he said something he probably shouldn't have in such a mocking tone, but he couldn't help it. None of his attempts to get a true raise out of Joshua ever worked. And with this being his final chance to do so, how could he resist? Sabu's composer, however, remained silent. By this point, Hayes started wondering if all the stuff he heard from Sabu's producer about Joshua being moody and easy to offend has been nothing more than a lie. Or maybe in his eyes. He just wasn't worth getting worked up over. Is that all you wanted to meet for? Joshua said in a half-whispery voice, piercing the bridge on his nose in frustration. Probably getting impatient. So Hayes had crossed the line after all. It's just not the one he was trying to. I have a favor to ask. Back to a more serious tone, Hayes watched as Joshua crossed his arms again and stared at him in silence. Taking that as a sign to continue, he spoke again. Take me under your wing. After all, this is over, would you? The lion smile hazily sent him over pretty further frown on Joshua's face. Why? He threw out quickly. Why not ask your conductor? If he agreed to the current scene, then... He did not, Ashley. Joshua went silent again. Was the cold, angry stare a sign that Joshua, too, realizing how similar those situations were? Now, he didn't like that one bit. So you're probably wondering why I'm going ahead with it. If I don't have Masawashi's approval. I'm just a bit more selfish than you. I like my approach better, so that's what I chose. He just started to laugh, but upon realizing Joshua didn't join him, he simply continued to marvel without sipping a beat. My conductor is a really great guy, amazing older brother. Or so I'm told. We really don't see eye to eye. I know he wouldn't agree with me on this either, but I'm the one who gets the final say after all. Aren't I? Looking to Joshua, Hayes waited for any kind of input from him after everything he'd just heard. being with no reaction would have probably deterred him a bit more under normal circumstances. Right now, though, he thought he should hurry to get everything he wanted to say out of the way. His time was limited, after all. So, now you know why he wouldn't exactly welcome me with open arms. None of my someones probably would. I'm taking away I'm taking away what they still call home. You were in a similar situation yourself, right? This time he directed the conversation in a way that forced Joshua to participate, whether he wanted to or not. I changed my mind, though. Was that all the answer Hayes could get? Well, it probably still was more than enough. And I don't think I will. Not in the next couple of minutes. So please. Zolfo still didn't respond to his plea in any way, only avoided his eyes, probably to look at anything but hazy. Uncomfortable silence filled the air again. Thinking this was the last moment he got to spend with Joshua, Higgs might as well get more than just the stuff about his cringing off his chest. I always admired you, in a way. Even one of this feeling might be a little too strong to be considered just affirmation. But I stick with calling it that for now. He gets up to see if any of his words just now caught Joshua's attention. Even now, he somehow yielded for it. But Josh still remained unfazed. Guess he had to try a little harder. You're honestly the only one I could turn to, or want to turn to. I have no idea if you listen to my final request or not, but you still being here tells me you probably made up your mind already. So you think you know that well? Joshua interjected. Still looking at Hayes, though. Well, the only hope I come to understand you a little bit, after all the time we spent together and how much it meant to me, I would hate to be mistaken. With only silence surrounding them, Hayes looked off into the distance in the general direction of Shinjuku, getting his last good look at it. And with the ominous way clouds started to form around the place, and how the sky already got noticeably darker, Hayes really felt this was it. I guess it's about time. The previous light breeze around them suddenly grew a lot stronger. Joshua gazed up to see Hayes really smiling at him before speaking. I can't promise you anything. There was a flash of a bright light. But I try. The person standing before him still seemed to be the same composer. Appearances, however, can be convincing. So, did it really go through, Hayes? He was met with a moment of silence, as if the person before him couldn't register that it was him Joshua just referred to. Though, staring right into his eyes without another word was thankfully enough to get the message across. Hayes? The confusion in his voice could have been enough of an answer to Josh's question. Hayes Maki, that you, isn't it? Hayes that's a nickname for you, friend. So it did happen. The person standing before him bore the same name, face, and role, but nothing else. Do you not like it? I don't particularly mind it. He really was gone. Hi everyone. This is AmberAnkNA 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Because, I really did enjoy making it. But, so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!